China is investing billions of dollars in ports around the world. This is part of its Belt and Road Initiative. One of its most ambitious projects is in Peru. China is spending $36 billion to build a massive new port in Chancay, Peru. This port will be a major hub for trade between China and South America. It will be able to handle huge container ships. This project is a sign of China's growing economic and political influence in Latin America. The United States is watching China's moves closely. The US is concerned about China's growing influence in the region. It is also worried about the security implications of China having a major port so close to the Panama Canal. The Chancay port is a game changer. It has the potential to reshape trade routes and geopolitical alliances. It is a clear sign that China is a major player on the world stage. The Chancay port is located about 35 miles north of Lima, Peru's capital city. When completed, it will be one of the largest ports in Latin America. It will have the capacity to handle 4 times the cargo of Peru's current largest port, Callao. The project includes a deep water port, a logistics zone, and an industrial park. The port will be able to accommodate the largest container ships in the world. The logistics zone will provide storage and distribution facilities for goods. The industrial park will house manufacturing and processing plants. The Chancay port is a massive undertaking. It's expected to take several years to complete. The project is being financed and built by a Chinese company. This has raised concerns in some quarters about China's growing influence in Peru. The Chancay port project has added another layer of complexity to the already strained relationship between the United States and China. The US government has expressed concerns about the port's potential impact on its national security interests. The US is worried that China could use the port for military purposes. It is also concerned that China could gain control of vital shipping lanes in the region. The Panama Canal, a key waterway for global trade, is located just a short distance from Chancay. The US has been critical of China's Belt and Road Initiative, calling it a debt trap. The US argues that China is using the initiative to saddle developing countries with unsustainable debt. China denies these accusations, arguing that the initiative is mutually beneficial. The Chancay port is a flashpoint in the growing rivalry between the US and China. It is a reminder that the two superpowers are competing for influence all over the world. Section 4. Peru's gamble, economic hopes and strategic concerns. For Peru, the Chancay port project represents a gamble, a potential economic boon, but also a strategic risk. The government is betting on this massive infrastructure project to bring about a transformative change in the nation's economic landscape. The Peruvian government hopes that the port will transform the country into a major logistics hub for South America. By positioning itself as a key player in regional trade, Peru aims to attract more international business and investment. The project is expected to create thousands of jobs and generate billions of dollars in revenue for Peru. These jobs will not only be in construction, but also in various sectors such as transportation, logistics and services, providing a significant boost to the local economy. The port will also give Peruvian businesses better access to Asian markets. This improved access is crucial for Peru's agricultural and mining sectors, which are looking to expand their reach and increase their exports. This could lead to increased exports and economic growth. The government envisions a future where Peru's products are more competitive on the global stage, leading to a more robust and diversified economy. However, some experts have raised concerns about Peru's growing reliance on China. They caution that while Chinese investment can bring immediate benefits, it may also come with long-term dependencies that could be detrimental. They argue that the Chancay project could give China too much leverage over Peru's economy. This leverage could manifest in various ways, from influencing trade policies to impacting national security. They also worry about the environmental impact of such a large-scale project. The construction and operation of the port could disrupt local ecosystems, affect marine life, and lead to pollution, which could have long-term consequences for the region. The Peruvian government has defended its decision to partner with China on the Chancay port project. Officials argue that the benefits far outweigh the risks and that necessary measures will be taken to mitigate any negative impacts. It argues that the project is essential for Peru's economic development. By modernizing its infrastructure, Peru aims to enhance its competitiveness and ensure sustainable growth for future generations. It also points out that China is a major investor in many countries around the world. This global trend of Chinese investment is seen as an opportunity for Peru to integrate more deeply into the global economy and benefit from increased trade and investment flows. Despite the concerns, there is a sense of optimism among many Peruvians. They hope that the Chancay port project will not only bring economic prosperity, but also help preserve and promote Peru's rich cultural heritage by providing new opportunities for local artisans and businesses. Community leaders are actively engaging with the government to ensure that the benefits of the project are widely shared and that any adverse effects are minimized. This collaborative approach aims to create a balanced and inclusive path forward for Peru's development. Section 5. Beyond the Horizon, the Future of Chancay and its Impact. The Chancay Port Project is a monumental undertaking that promises to reshape the economic landscape of Peru and beyond. The Chancay Port Project is still in its early stages. Construction workers are diligently laying the groundwork, and cranes and machinery are a common sight at the coastal construction site. The vision is grand, but the journey has just begun. It is too early to say with certainty what its long-term impact will be. The future holds many possibilities, and the port's potential is vast. As we watch the time-lapse of the port under construction, we can only speculate on the transformative changes it might bring. However, one thing is clear: the port has the potential to be a game-changer for Peru, China, and the region as a whole. Imagine a bustling port with ships and containers, a hub of dynamic activity that connects international trade routes. If successful, the Chancay port could transform Peru into a major logistics hub. Warehouses and transport vehicles would become integral parts of the landscape, and the aerial view of a major logistics center would be a testament to its success. It could also help to boost trade between China and South America. Shipping containers bearing the flags of China and South America would traverse ocean routes, facilitating a new era of international trade activity. This could have a significant impact on the global economy. The global trade map would be redrawn, and bustling international ports would become the new norm. The world economy would feel the ripple effects of this monumental project. However, the project also carries risks. Geopolitical tensions could rise, especially between major powers like the United States and China. News footage of international tension and caution signs at the port construction site serve as reminders of these potential challenges. It could lead to increased tensions between the United States and China. The trade war news and political tension between these two giants could escalate, making diplomatic meetings fraught with challenges. It could also exacerbate existing environmental problems in the region. Coastal areas might face increased pollution, and environmental protests at the construction site could become more frequent as concerns grow. The Chancay port project is a reminder that the world is changing rapidly. Rapid technological advancements at the port, modern port technology, and a world map with changing trade routes illustrate the pace of change. New alliances are being formed, and old ones are being tested. Diplomatic meetings and the sight of international flags flying together signify the shifting dynamics in global relationships. The coming years will be crucial in determining the future of the global order. As world leaders gather at international summits and the globe's geopolitical lines shift, the Chancay Port project stands as a symbol of the potential and challenges that lie ahead. Section 6. A new Silk Road in the Americas? The Chancay Port project is part of China's broader Belt and Road initiative. This ambitious project aims to create a vast network of trade routes, both overland and maritime, connecting China with countries across Asia, Europe, and now the Americas. The Chancay Port is a strategic addition to this network, potentially transforming Peru into a major hub for international trade. This initiative is a massive infrastructure development program that aims to connect China to the rest of the world. By investing in ports, railways, highways, and other critical infrastructure, China seeks to facilitate smoother and more efficient trade routes. The Belt and Road Initiative, often referred to as the New Silk Road, is not just about physical infrastructure, but also about fostering economic ties and cultural exchanges. The initiative has been met with mixed reactions. While some countries welcome the investment and the potential for economic growth, Others are wary of becoming too dependent on Chinese capital. There are concerns about the long-term implications of these investments, including issues of sovereignty and economic control. Some see it as a positive development that will boost global trade and cooperation. Proponents argue that the Belt and Road Initiative can help bridge the infrastructure gap in developing countries, providing them with the necessary tools to participate more fully in the global economy. They believe that improved infrastructure will lead to increased trade, job creation, and overall economic development. Others view it with suspicion, seeing it as a tool for Chinese expansionism. Critics argue that the initiative is a way for China to exert its influence globally, creating a new form of economic imperialism. They worry that countries involved in the Belt and Road Initiative may find themselves in a debt trap, beholden to Chinese interests. The Chancay port project is a microcosm of this debate. On one hand, it represents a significant investment in Peru's infrastructure, with the potential to boost the local economy and create jobs. On the other hand, it raises questions about the extent of Chinese influence in the region and the long-term consequences for Peru's sovereignty. It remains to be seen whether the Chancay port will be a success or a failure. The project's outcome will depend on a variety of factors, including the efficiency of its operations, the level of international trade it attracts, and the broader geopolitical context. If successful, the port could become a key node in the global trade network, benefiting not just Peru, but the entire region. However, one thing is certain, the project is a sign of China's growing ambition on the world stage. China's investments in infrastructure projects around the globe are a clear indication of its desire to play a more prominent role in international affairs. The Chancay port is just one example of how China is expanding its influence and seeking to reshape the global economic landscape. It is also a reminder that the United States is facing a serious challenge to its global leadership. As China continues to expand its reach through initiatives like the Belt and Road, the US must navigate a complex and evolving geopolitical landscape. The competition between these two superpowers will have far-reaching implications for global trade, security, and diplomacy. The Chancay port project raises a number of important questions. How will this new infrastructure impact the local economy and the livelihoods of people in the region? What are the environmental implications of such a large-scale project? And how will it affect the balance of power in the Western Hemisphere? What does the future hold for US-China relations? The dynamics between these two countries will shape the geopolitical landscape for years to come. Will they find a way to cooperate and coexist, or will their rivalry lead to increased tensions and conflict? How will the balance of power in the Western Hemisphere shift in the coming years? As China continues to invest in the region, traditional power dynamics may be disrupted. Countries in the Americas will need to navigate this changing landscape carefully, balancing their relationships with both China and the United States. And what role will countries like Peru play in this new global order? Only time will tell. Peru's strategic location and its involvement in the Belt and Road Initiative position it as a key player in the evolving geopolitical landscape. The decisions made by Peruvian leaders in the coming years will have significant implications for the country's future and its place in the world.